Yes, I said I wanted a bird bath there, but someone was throwing away this beauty and I couldn't resist. I'm such a fan of the French style of having flowers coming out of tables and different things that you would use in your house but outside. I don't know. Let's see what it looks like. But I'm on a mission. I want to plant as many different seeds as possible today
I brought this
and
basket
just
out
kind of
here. Isn't
style up
it
the garden
gorgeous?
as we go.
I bought 6 of them last year from the thrift store, like Facebook Marketplace. I'm going to use them this year to grow food on that trellis over there. Well, on the stand that we bought. I put that stand there a few weeks ago, and I was going to use the cocoa fiber that came with it, but that cocoa fiber is a bit disgusting. I used it in the worst possible way ever, like stuffing it underneath my fence to try and block any critters from getting into my backyard. So it's no longer good, and I don't want to go spend more money. Hold on. Ooh. Oh, God.
Sorry, I was really hot that day. It was one of the hottest days of the year.
So I might just use this garbage bag, and I'm going to put it around this, and then I'm going to cut it and fill it up with soil and poke holes at the bottom, and I think that would suffice. I also put that white table over there. I'm kind of contemplating whether or not I should paint it black or brown to match my color scheme, but because of the birds, like the pot on the table, I'm going to put water in there and then put one of those solar powered water fountains so that it goes up, and then the birds, while they're there, they might like poop like defecate on a few things, and white won't really show, but black will, and then I'll be painting it all the time. So I'm just kind of thinking through some options. Oh look, I may not even have to cut it. Let's see if I could just stretch it over. Well, that's easy. Is it pretty? Let me see. I have to put it in this way. What does it look like? Well, it's not the most beautiful thing. This is what it looks like. But it'll work for now.
So I went ahead and collected all of the containers that I had and just started preparing them. It was nice knowing that the black garbage bag fit over them, and aesthetically it wasn't that bad actually. I actually prefer black in them rather than the brown cocoa fiber. It just stood out too much to me. So I like how it turned out. It's the next day and I'm ready to plant seeds. So I'm gonna get everything prepared. I've already covered it and poked holes in all of the containers yesterday. So I think it's ready to go. I'll show you what I'm gonna be planting soon.
Hello, Ramona. I can't shake the simplest feeling beyond the ghost. We stand on the opposite shore. Hello, Ramona. I reach through mysterious ceilings, my only hope. I look for the things I don't know. On this I stand. Show me where the ending goes. Honestly don't.
The soil has been filled in there, and I'll show you all everything that I'm going to plant and where. Okay, so let's do this. They're all going in here, and then I will be putting them in this position after I plant the seed. So I'm going to be planting these 3 things first. I have peanuts. We love peanuts here. And cucumbers. And then heirloom bush bean. So this is a bush variety that won't like spread like a vine. And so I'm planning on putting this very base right there inside the container that's going to go down here. because the second level there is open. The cucumber, this is a vining variety, so it means it won't grow as a bush, but it will trail. So I plan on putting this up there, can you see? And then it will vine going down. Okay, the peanuts, because it grows as a bush type and is very low growing, it almost looks like salad, and apparently it has bluish green foliage. So I'm just going to plant that in the same container I plant the cucumbers in. So the cucumbers will be planted on the side of the container, and then the peanuts will be planted in the middle of the container, growing upwards. So that's the plan for these three. Now let's do the others. Next, we have these two. I'm planning on planting the compact winter squash, butternut squash, and delicata. I just like what they look like in the fall. So I'm planning on planting this at the base. So it'll be planted at the very base and it'll have space to grow through. And then the watermelon, this watermelon is not so big. I think it also grows as a bush sometimes, but it might vine, I don't know. But I'm planning on putting this in case it vines. Doesn't say if it's a bush variety or not, but it's sugar baby. And from what I've seen, it might be growing to like a little bush, but they're smaller watermelons. I'm planning on putting them at the very top right there. So if it vines, it has space to vine downwards. These marigolds, the white ones, it's called Eskimo, marigold Eskimo. Then I have sunflowers. What's a garden if you don't plant sunflowers? If I don't plant sunflowers, I feel like I'm missing something. So sunflowers always take a long time to grow. Look at that. 75 days to 90 days. But when they do bloom, they're beautiful and they're fun. And then I know this is a cool season plant, but I'm going to plant it right now in the heat. It is lettuce because I like lettuce. And it's called container lettuce, ruby and emerald duet. Apparently, it's heat tolerant. I'm planning on putting the lettuce underneath our bench queen or our table over there. So I'm going to put it underneath there. And this red and green, I think it's going to be beautiful. Just underneath there. See how it's shaded? So it's not too much sun. And then it gets some filter sun. So I think it'll be happy there. Oh Lord, let not the critters find this, but I want to put the lettuce there. Maybe I'll put it in the container down there, but I so want to put it in the ground. So I think that's going to be a perfect location. I'm going to show you this in person. So the sunflower, I'm planning on putting one right here on this side of the bench and then another on this side. So right here and right there, just kind of framing this bench. And then the marigolds, that is going to go in here. So we're going to deck this area out with marigolds. These are these are nepeta, like catnip, that I've been growing in the house. They're very leggy, but they're ready to go outside and mingle. So I'm just going to put nepeta in here then. I'll put it at the back because they're babies. I don't think they're going to grow that big. I'll put nepeta here. It'll be nice blue nepeta growing with marigolds in the front. Let's see how that goes. I hope it's not a stupid thing to do, but you will never know unless you try.
Show me where the ending goes. Honestly don't. I should be the last to know. Hello to Mona, I mistook you for a dream. The engine glows, and I guess you always seem to know. Hello to Mona, I push back the serious feeling. The end's unknown, to get back the life I used to know.
You are going up here.
We're all in this, I stand alone. Show me where the ending goes. Honest, honestly don't. I should be the last to know. We're all in this, I stand alone. Show me where the ending goes. Honest, honestly don't. I should be the last to know.
Large one. Maybe I'll get one from the back. And I'm going to take this one. I'm going to take off the nose. Just take some off a little bit. And I'm going to root it in so that I could have more of this color on that side because I don't have any more. So I'll just put it in this water and let it sit for a few days, and I'll have a new plant on that side. Once the other one put on roots, I'll put it right in the middle. Now let's just put this in this spot. Okay. Let's do the other stuff. Oh, why is it that color? Oh my gosh, green? What? Interesting. One per hill. I'm putting them all in compost. Anything that's a squash, watermelon, any of those, they like rich soil. So I put them straight in the compost. Show you what we've done. So this is what this area is looking like. I haven't watered just yet because we're supposed to be expecting rain for the next 5 days, starting yesterday, but hasn't rained yet. So I may just water it in just to make everybody happy until the rain comes. But I've ended up planting a sweet potato vine that I had left over in the front here. Back there we have the nepeta. There's 4 of them. This one looks like it's sad already. It is a hot day. I need to water it ASAP. So there's 4 back there. Then I went around, like where you see the compost, I planted the marigolds. And I'm not going to put water in there just yet for the birds because I have seeds planted here and I don't want them to eat up all my seeds. We have coleus in there growing, rooting, so that we can plant it in this container here, which has the red coleus in there, just a regular 4-pack coleus. Down there we have beans growing, the bush variety beans. Up here we have peanuts growing in the front, and then on the sides we have cucumbers growing. So that's this stand here. And then this stand over here, we have squash growing at the bottom there. I think it's a bush variety squash, like a multi-grain one. And then the coleus in here. So that's why I didn't have another of these. So I put it in water, and then once it grows, I will add it to that container so that they both mimic each other. And then up here, we have watermelons growing, and I'm not sure if it's going to be vining because I've seen others grow these and they kind of grow like a bush, but it might vine. Who knows? If it does, is there space for it to vine downwards on this semi-trellis? And then over here, can't see it very well, but this is like right in front of this area right here. I planted some marigolds so that the white marigolds will tie into the marigolds here. Then I planted the same marigolds in the corner on that side over here, so they kind of mimic each other. Then right in front of it, you can't see it yet, I planted sunflowers right here, and then there's sunflowers growing over here. And it's red and green, and it'll give me enough for the rest of the season. I planted a lot, and it'll match these containers up here. So it'll be a whole theme going, and I think the lettuce will be happy there. And on that side, the amaranth, so that this lady here wouldn't be lonely. I planted amaranth on this side, and this is hot biscuits. So it's a nice, beautiful beige one in the fall. And beans. So this bean is a yellow pole bean. Because of the yellow color, I thought it would be beautiful and it'll go well with these yellow petunias. So I'm planting those alongside the fence here with the nasturtiums that are also growing. This white finch olea in the front garden, and it's going to be beautiful white flowers. Lastly, the scarlet runner pole bean. This is also a pole bean. I plan on planting that alongside the fence over here. Well, there's no fence yet, but I have chain link fence. And then if I get a real fence, it'll grow on.
So these are all the seeds we planted. It looks like so many for a small space, but I'm excited. I want to see what it's going to do. I think it's going to be beautiful.
I don't think I showed you guys this, but I planted this tricolor, what do you call this? This is a variegated ivy inside of where I have the boxwoods that needs to be shorn. And then beside it, these plants growing right here, I had them growing inside. These are caladiums, white caladiums. So I planted white caladiums all around them in both containers. I'm still contemplating if I want a mirror there or not, or if I should just leave it alone for this year. We'll see. But that's it for today.
Let the show begin. So that's all for today. I hope to see you again next week, and you guys enjoy your gardens as well. See you soon. Bye.